Hi,
Hi.
I'm here with Bari Ed. This guy has come all the way from England, originally from Ireland,
Yep, that's correct.
and you came here representing an organization.
Yeah, so I work for a Mexican food restaurant in London, and so it's quite close to what you do here at the Bosque, so we're all about sustainability. So that's why I thought, connecting and coming here to see how you live sustainably would be good for how we do it in the restaurant as well.
Great, what's the name of the restaurant?
So it's called Wahaca.
Oaxaca.
Yeah.
Like the state.
Yeah, so it's like the state in Mexico, Wahaca. However, we spelt it, obviously, for the UK it would be different, or difficult, for people to understand how to pronounce it. So we spell it phonetically, so it's Wahaca, so Wahaca. But
Yep.
obviously the pronunciation is exactly the same, and it's named after the state in Mexico.
Wahaca.
Yep.
Oaxaca. Now, in Spanish, that would be Oaxaca, which is confusing.
Yeah.
So that's a good move. Also for
Yeah.
branding, then people know Oaxaca, when
Yeah,
it's spelled, they know what it is.
Yeah.
And how many of these restaurants are there?
So currently we have around 29 or so, mainly all within London, but we started to branch out a bit. So we've got one in Edinburgh, which is in Scotland, and then we've got some in the north of England, so Liverpool, Manchester, and then there's some further down south past London, which is like Bristol. So yeah, we're kind of starting to spread out a bit, yeah.
So the distinguishing attribute of this place is sustainability.
Yes.
How does that play out in a restaurant?
So basically the story, so I'm just one of the managers, but the whole story behind Wahaca was the founder was Thomasina Myers, who used to actually live, she's from London but lived and worked in Mexico, and so she was running bars and stuff out here, and then fell in love with the whole country, fell in love with Mexico City, and just the whole, when you go to the street market and the atmosphere and everyone's chatting and gossiping and you're waiting for your tacos to be made, and she fell in love with all of that sort of vibrancy and the colours and the sort of the whole get-go about it all. Right. So from that she decided then to obviously start opening the restaurant. However, the main thing for her was that she wanted it to be sustainable. So the way that plays into the restaurant is sort of all the buildings, all the works, the woods, everything is all recyclable. So we try to keep costs low for that. All our food is sourced locally. We have this pig idea. So all the food waste that we use, we feed back to the pigs that we buy. So again, that's using and recycling. All our air that we use and the ventilations is resucked, so the air is basically sucked in and blew back out. So there's loads of different sustainable sort of aspects to the restaurant, but that would be the main sort of things, is the building works of it all.
Excellent. And are the customers aware that that's a big philosophy of the restaurant?
Yeah, we're very forefront in sort of promoting it. Obviously we train all our staff, so obviously training costs can be a bit high because there's so much information to deliver to them. However, we need them to obviously be aware that we are sustainable and how we source our food and our produce. So that's why you have something that's in the forefront of their minds, that when the customers maybe see us use paper menus, and then we scrump them, throw them in the bin, they're like, oh, but these are recycled. So it's recycled paper, then it goes back to be recycled again. And then obviously straws, we don't use plastic straws, we used recyclable ones. So all this kind of things are wee ways that we can get the guests to know that we are a sustainable company, alongside some awards as well that we've won.
And they decided to send you to Mexico to learn something.
Yeah, so basically each year they offer an opportunity for one manager to come out and visit Mexico, because that's where everything's come from, obviously, and that's where our company was born from. So you have to come up with an idea and then come out, and then you get to explore that idea if it's voted the best. So this year my idea won because obviously, like I was saying at the start of the video, I find the Bosque village, and it was all about sustainable living, and which is for me connected very well with Wahaca. And so yeah, they've sent me out here to come and visit you, see how you do things out here, and maybe get some ideas that I could bring forth and bring back and put forth to the company and maybe something that different ideas that we don't use right now that we could use, and maybe bring the company forward in sustainable ways of living.
That's fantastic. I love it when people come here with a mission, with a goal that they want to be part of the philosophy, and it's really an experimental space. So we're learning, and we want to learn from other people. And especially in a restaurant system, I mean, food is one of the most important decisions we make.
Yeah,
how we eat. That's how we create the world. And so that's very important here in the Bosque, from how we prepare soil and take care of soil, what plants we plant, native or outside plants, how we harvest, how we store food, how and when we eat it, the culture of eating, and of course where our waste goes.
Of course, yeah.
So it's all part of a big cycle. And you're doing it in a city, which is exciting.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the challenge that we come up against for me anyway, is obviously we're in a city. It's not like we've got sunlight constantly to use like solar panels to maybe heat ovens, or we can't use water catchments to use the rainfall, although that would probably work amazingly in London because it rains all the time. But yeah, these are the kind of things, that the challenges that you're up against, because they're obviously in the city laws, there's all different things that sort of prohibit you from doing that.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to be making at least some systems here so that they can be implemented in the city. I mean, and we can talk about so many details. We'll do that while you're here. We'll talk about worm bins, and I mean, who knows, maybe we'll get a composting toilet in there somehow. There are, as you point out, legal issues. There's probably air and water quality issues. You know, it's hard to locally source stuff when there's so many buildings around you. Such a big city. So I like those kind of puzzles, though.
I think it'll be fun, just sort of put it down on paper, experiment with it, and then, just sort of go from there and see if there is something that, even if it's just the smallest thing, at least it feels like, you know, it's contributing to making the world a better place. So,
Well, another thing I can offer you while you're here is that I live in rural Mexico, in Michoacan, the Alma de Mexico, the soul of Mexico. And it has lots of traditional arts and traditional foods. It's right between Guadalajara and Mexico City. So this is really a very important cultural area. The indigenous Purépecha people were here before the Spain came over, obviously, and they still retain a lot of their traditions. They have their language, a lot of their foods. Of course, a lot of the foods have adjusted. And so we can go out, we can visit places and learn about these very traditional foods. And of course, you can eat them.
I try them and taste them,
Now, you said one thing is that you guys, one of the inspirations is really kind of street food or really local food. I like that because I don't like to eat in the bigger restaurants here. I like to eat the street food.
Of course,
And it's perfectly safe. I mean, I wouldn't want to eat at a street place that had no customers. But if other people are eating it, it's probably awesome food.
Exactly,
The other interesting thing is, now they named the restaurant after Wahaca, a different state. One interesting aspect of Mexican food is it's extremely regional. And so you go, you know, 3 towns over and there's a different specialty. And so I'll be able to show you some foods that maybe they don't already have in the restaurant. And my goal is that you find some dishes and say, wow, this is an awesome dish. Let's present that back at the restaurant and say, let's make a couple experiments and see if we want to serve this.
If there's something maybe that we haven't found yet, or there's something that could be added to the menu that would be like an absolutely like amazing sort of like add to the menu, definitely.
Well, I love Mexican culture, and I'm happy you guys are bringing it to England. If I'm ever in England, I'll be eating at your guys' place.
Definitely do.
All right. Well, thank you for the overview here, Barry.
No worries. Thank
you. And I think we'll be doing some food experiments and some exploring.
Should be good.
You'll be able to join us in the videos. Thanks for watching. Nos vemos.
Bye.